So, welcome to episode 4 of A Walk In Midgar with me, Alex to the B. And, here we go. After we left our, hero, he was doing this. He's in one of his crazy hallucinations about Sephiroth. And, so yeah, this is definitely more intense than the original. Because in the original, it seemed mainly like flashbacks, he would like freak out, but this is like total full-on hallucinations. Uh, for the most I can say, this fire is not there. Who knows about the rubble, because it's Midgar, and the closest landscape to Midgar is definitely a junkyard. I went to a junkyard the other day, and I was like, oh my god. This is definitely like, it seemed clipped out of a scene. Even the pathways and stuff, they were all narrow and linear.
I killed you with my own.
Oh, you need not remind me. It was the crowning moment of our time together. But that was
People say that Sephiroth's a little different in this one, in a way that makes him more powerful and omniscient, even from the get-go. I'm not 100% sure, but they definitely decided to reveal him early in the game, which in the original they did not. See, this is really emphasizing that how Sephiroth killed his mom, which is something they kind of glaze over in the original, but I think that's because there's only so much emotion you could have portrayed with those ugly-ass polygon people, and, I mean, all they could do was, like, ham up exaggerated body language and, like, direct text reading. So, there was only so much they could show, but it kind of glossed over that he killed his mom. It was more like a... wasn't Cloud's mom in that burning building? Type thing, rather than, like, a scene where he killed his mom. It definitely doesn't draw out as much emotion as this is trying to, or doing.
Run away. You have
Totally give up, Cloud.
You have to live.
You bastard!
And of course,
Good, Cloud. Very good. Hold on to that.
none of it was real. I always want to see a guy who, like, knows he's hallucinating but just ignores it. It's just really good at pretending all that craziness isn't happening around him.
Fumes from all the Mako made.
It's just like, nope, that can't be possible. I'm just hallucinating. And just completely ignores it. So it's gonna get back to the streets of Midgar, which I'll take some time to look at, but like I said, this game's kind of made to be enjoyed with the eye candy, so maybe you want to take a little more time checking out the NPCs and stuff like that over there. They had to put hours and hours of talking in here, because everybody full on talks when you pass by them. Everybody. And that changes as, like, you know, plot events change and big things happen to the city. So that voice acting is made to be enjoyed.
Man, what a mess.
Some of the drawbacks is, like, if you look at everybody, look at them, they're just kind of dressed normal. Like, is Cloud and his gang really the only people running around with huge ass megalodon-sized blades on their back and gun arms and stuff? I think that's something they might want to work on, if to make it seem more believable that nobody cares that these people are walking around. Just throw in a few more people with crazy weapons or something. Also, the NPCs look terrible, but I don't really care about that, because I don't care about the background people. If they're gonna cut corners. Yeah, do it with them. Don't do it with all these people. See, there's actually materia over there, but right now there's too many Shinra grunts to go over there. You don't want to cause a scene. So this is the famed Loveless Street, which I don't think should be called Loveless Street, because it's only called that because there's a poster on a theater for the play Loveless, and so I don't think the whole street would be named after a play that happens to be playing right then. And there's Aerith in all her glory, which is great to see because you don't really see her too much in Advent Children, so you don't really see her like fully fleshed out like this, and she looks great.
You are too weak to save anyone.
You can't do anything. Don't even try to do anything.
Are you okay? Hey, are you okay?
So this scene's all
I'm fine.
blown out and expanded. Basically, Cloud just bumps into her and buys a flower and goes away.
That's right.
She goes away, and that's it.
You
Then
know,
then you're on your merry way.
away.
Like, you knew they were gonna expand this part, but they kind of play on that with the introduction to the Whisperers, which are the things she was swatting at the beginning that you couldn't see.
How much?
Well, that depends on the customer.
There's a big thing as if Cloud should end up with Tifa or Aerith, and I'm on Aerith's team, because she's so much just more charming and fun to be around.
When they were reunited.
Tifa is always worried and gloomy, but Aerith is just fun and
Look, I'm involved in things.
really
Dangerous
engages
things.
Cloud.
Oh, I'm sure you are. So?
So keep your distance.
Wait, you think someone's out to get you? Is that what you're all worked up about? Relax. No one's going to attack you. I promise.
Foreshadowing.
Hey, a Mako reactor just blew. You shouldn't be out here trying to sell.
And here's those whispers again. Here's a big spoiler alert. And just kind of use that for the rest of the videos, because I don't want to be hindered in how I commentate this. But those whispers represent the fan base's expectation of this game. We'll get that until later as it go along, but yeah, that's what they are. Kind of like in this scene, Aerith should kind of be on her way by now, so these things are gonna make sure she leaves.
Are you blind?
You know, you're right.
Wait!
Nice meeting you.
And see, they chase her out of there and make sure she goes.
Sword on the ground, right now!
So, on the way back, Cloud does fight a few Shinra grunts. You can choose to fight them or not, actually. But it's definitely not this many. This is definitely expanded upon. But if you want, you know, something expanded upon, especially in this game, it's definitely the fighting. Nobody's gonna complain about this.
Let's go.
See, that triple slash is just so good, because if you throw that sword around 3 times, and each time it's hitting real hard, it's gonna annihilate through crowds of people. Not even just those initial 3 are gonna strike with the hits, but it's just so big that you'll hit all around.
Not bad.
There's other reasons to use other abilities, that's just my preference, but yeah, that's my bread and butter. But there's other situations I'll use other stuff.
Let's do this.
I feel the duration of this when you're on your own doesn't last as long, and which is good, because it's kind of like, how long am I going to be stuck there not actually doing anything, just taking damage?
I see.
and these things are easy, so I'm just romping right through them. It's cool you get to play in the square because in that opening sequence when it pulls back, everybody definitely notices the square. So it's cool you actually get to run around in it and fully explore it. Oh, I missed. Let's try that again. See, now I'm doing the counter stance because I know these guys are going to come up and swing at me, which is kind of a better counter than the regular counter. It's kind of, oof, that was cool. It's a better counter than when you go into Punisher mode and then counter. It does like its initial hit, then like a samurai, like invisible secondary hit that hits even more. It's great, looks cool as hell. So if you go back right here, see it's really trying to pull you towards, you know, the way to end. But if you go back, there's going to be more people to fight. So we're going to do that, and we're going to be able to go into that area we couldn't earlier.
Message from aerial recon. They want us to lock down the station area.
I'd be better off trying my luck somewhere else.
So this is the part we couldn't go before, it was too restricted.
Get ready.
And there's even a piece of materia in there, so on your initial run through, this is definitely a good place to backtrack to, because you're going to want that. I love the purple materias, so I get them even on my second run throughs, which is good to get materias and stuff through every run through, because even if it's too much, you could sell it. You could get some extra gil, and you can hold quite a lot of money. I'm trying to max it out, see if I get a trophy or something, but it ended up being you can save more money than I thought.
Over there! Open fire! Shoot to kill!
I hate that. I hate that you take that, what, like 25 damage, and there's nothing you can do about that. You're just gonna take that damage. Because what if I'm, you know, I really sucked at the game, and you know, that I don't think they'll kill you on that, so they'll probably leave you with one, but still, you just like took all my damage. I didn't earn that damage. That game implied damage on me.
Don't underestimate him.
Oh, nice use of the counter stance. See, you see that secondary hit that shot him up in the air like a rocket? Great.
Let's go.
Confirmed. Target has entered residential area. Full lockdown is in effect. All units. Right now.
Was never in doubt.
Target spotted. Moving to intercept.
Yeah, all of them will fall. All will fall.
No holding back.
There's two ways you can basically take these people out, counter them like that,
Try me.
or, I mean, I guess, you know, you could do a counter stance, but I'm not going to. That's just another way to counter. Let's throw a fire at them, just break right there, boom. So, we're gonna have to call it a day on this one, so hope to see you on episode 15 of A Walk In Midgar. Later.